Hey, I'm Evan, one of the co-founders of Homegrown, and today I'm going to teach you how to generate sales within the first 72 hours of building your storefront on Homegrown. Now, in order to be discovered on our marketplace, you have to have a pickup location and products. If you're tracking inventory on your products, there has to be enough inventory for people to buy products, or there has to be some inventory. So every location that you add, people will see your products within a 25-mile radius. So if you want to add more locations, you will increase your exposure to additional people on the marketplace. But in this video, I'm actually going to teach you how to generate sales on your own and use Homegrown as a standalone storefront for you, and similar to how you would a website, but much easier to use and to manage. So here we go. This is not meant to make you an influencer or go viral. These are very basic things that I think will generate sales for you and help you grow your business. So here's the thing. Most people sign up for Homegrown. They get really excited. They add products, they add pickup locations, they're ready to sell, but then they get stuck. They freeze. They're just hoping that sales magically appear. And sometimes people discover you in the marketplace, but for most people, you have to go out and share your storefront and make people aware that it exists. So that's the core problem we're trying to solve, is that people don't know that your storefront exists and that it's an option to pre-order products for pickup at a market or a standalone location. So we're just trying to give you the tools that you need in this video to make people aware that your storefront exists. So when we first get started, I'm going to teach you how to announce your storefront on Instagram, Facebook, or other social media. I'm also going to teach you the exact copy and paste messages that you should adapt to send to people who've bought products before, friends and family, and also social media followers and people that have engaged with you. And then lastly, I'm going to actually show you how to create urgency around preparation times so that people will actually take the step to order your products. Most of these are copy and paste, so we will put the templates in the product in the video description, and you can access them there, or you could screenshot this and then just copy and paste the contents from this slideshow. But overall, I've tried to do as much work for you as possible and make it very easy. So here's what you can expect, is to get your first sale within 72 hours. And often this looks like 2 to 5 orders in the first 3 days. And then first orders will most likely come from day one personal outreach. So we're going to be reaching 10, sometimes 30 people, past customers, engaged followers who already know and trust you. And the goal is not to go viral and to sell hundreds of products. It's to make people aware that the option exists to sell or to buy products ahead of time. If you have a storefront that has already got all of your products and pickup locations added, and you also have photos of your products on your phone or on your computer, my estimation is that this will probably only take you about an hour or less. So this is the first step, is to tell people, your friends, your family, your followers on social media, that you have online ordering as an option. So this matters because your followers choose to follow you because they're interested in the products that you make and they want to support your business. Many of them want to buy, but they often can't make it to the market, or they're unsure if you'll have the products that they actually want, or they're not sure if you'll have the inventory for it. So you're solving a real problem for them by giving them the ability to order ahead. So what you can do is post an announcement on Instagram or Facebook and add a QR code or a link in your Instagram story. For Instagram story, I would suggest just the link in, you could add a link in your bio as well as a link in your actual Instagram story. So this first post will tell the audience that you have a new storefront. It will explain the benefit that they can order anytime for pickup at a market or standalone location, and making it easier for them to order. And with a story post, you're going to reach about 10 to 30% of your overall followers. So what you need to get started with this is a link to your storefront, which I'll show you how to access here. If you just go to findhomegrown.com, which I'm in the test version of. So let's go here. Then go to your vendor dashboard and then hit share your profile. And you could share directly to Facebook, Pinterest, X/Twitter, or just copy the link. So I would just take this, you can throw this in a notes app somewhere, just so you have it easy for you to access. And so copy your storefront link and then get 3 to 4 photos of your product. One of the things that we talked about in the last video is not to overthink it. Something is better than nothing. These don't have to be professional grade photos. I would encourage you to use photos of your actual products on, consistent backgrounds, like similar to this is all one gradient or one color. That could be a nice field or grass. It could be a nice clear table with good lighting. Something is better than nothing if it's your product. So, and then have about 5 to 10 minutes to actually create the post. So here's what you want to say. And by all means, please copy and paste this. So big news, I'm taking orders online. You can order whatever products that you want. If that's, obviously your storefront, fresh sourdough, pastured eggs, handmade soap, coffee, whatever it is. And then you add your pickup location. You could say at the farmer's market or at your farm or your farm stand or at, whatever it is that your storefront is. So copy this exactly, replace the brackets with your specific details, add 3 to 4 photos of your actual products, post this to Instagram or Facebook, and likely you're going to want to do this each day, but I'll tell you more about like countdown messaging to add urgency. And yeah, don't make it, try to make it perfect. Just products, photos of your products, copy paste, link to your storefront, and you're good to go. So let's talk about a bad example. Something like check out my new website doesn't tell them what's in it for your potential shoppers. It doesn't tell how it helps them. And what we really want to do is make it all of our copywriting about your customers and how it helps them. So, the whole big news, you can order fresh sourdough, cinnamon rolls, and sandwich loaves anytime at the Piedmont Park Farmers Market on Saturdays. No more waiting for market day, pre-order now and skip the line. Link in bio. Something like that has a clear benefit and an easy call to action. Now, if you want to take this to the next level, you can copy and paste this prompt into ChatGPT, Claude, or Gemini, and it will make it even better for you. So now that you have actually posted on your timeline, we're going to add a link to an Instagram or Facebook story directly to your storefront. You also want to add the link to your storefront in, basically your link in bio. So stories often get more visibility and reach. There's some urgency because it disappears in 24 hours, and it just makes it very easy for them. So similar playbook to last time, very basic text, order ahead. You can write some copy. You can make an Instagram story before this explaining the storefront, but then you want photos of your products and then direct link to it. Now, here's a general idea or general best practices on layout. So you want a product photo, not like your logo. Your logo is probably great, but we just want the photos of the products generally. And a basic overlay that says order online now. You don't have to do a QR code. You should do the link, direct link. And then, yeah, that's probably honestly good enough for now. So what this should look like is like how to do this practically is go to your dashboard, save your link onto your phone, open Instagram, swipe to the right to stories, use a photo of your product that you've got on your camera roll or take a photo, tap stickers, and once you actually picked your photo, and then add a link to your storefront, and then tap the link icon, change the text to order online now, and then post to your story. Very easy. So what you've accomplished all like within the first few hours, you've announced your storefront to everyone who follows you. You've made ordering as easy as scanning a code or clicking a link. You've reached 10 to 30% of your follower base. And what will happen is basically people will see this and they'll either order immediately or they'll need another reminder or touch point. Likely they'll go, oh, that's cool. I didn't know they did that. They may or may not be ready to buy your products at that exact moment. So that's okay. Now they know it exists, and then we can kind of prompt them to action in the next step. Now, this is probably going to feel a little uncomfortable, but you're not spamming people. Ultimately, you're helping them solve a problem, and we'll talk more about that in a minute. So you're directly telling people who bought from you in the past or have a relationship with you that you now have online ordering. So the reason why this works is they already know your products, they already like you and trust you, they've already given you money, and text messages has a really high read and open rate. So they want to likely buy from you again, but there's maybe, they're not sure about the products, if you have the right products that they want or enough inventory or a pickup time that's convenient for them. So we're going to make it really easy for them. And this is where most of your orders will come from. So we talked about who, these people that you've already connected with, and we're basically going to send them a very simple link and some clear copywriting to get them to action. So here's the template that I would suggest that you use. Hey, first name, quick update. I just launched an online ordering so you can get whatever product that is, eggs, storefront, cinnamon rolls, cookies, etc. Anytime, not just at the market. Thought you'd want to know since you love, and you could reference whatever product that they had last time. Then there's this nice little customization at the end. Hey, let me know if you want anything on hold for you. Now, what you don't want to do is stay stuck in taking orders within your Instagram DMs or text messages. You really want to push people to order with the storefront. So if people start to respond to this and say, hey, hold 2 classic sourdoughs for me, I think that you would be better served to have them go through the actual storefront so that you can track sales, as well as you can manage inventory that way and make it a little easier on yourself. So use their actual name. Don't expect people to respond to group messages. You really want to text people one-on-one. If you could be specific to things that you know about them, that's even better. And then copy and paste the link to your storefront in the text. Send these one by one. Each one of these should feel very personal and casual as well, and very low pressure. So something that says, hey, I have a new online store, check it out, is going to feel generic and copy and paste. And what we really want to do is make it feel personalized and use your relational equity with them to help get your business off the ground. And likely they're really happy to support you. So here's an example of that. Hey, Sarah, quick update. I just launched online ordering so you can get my sourdough anytime, not just at the market. Now that specific sentence may only be relevant if you are adding a location outside of a farmer's market. Like let's say you typically only sell at the farmer's market and then you want to add a farm stand at your house or a pickup location at your house, that might be more relevant. But I would change this if you're still only doing farmers markets to say something like, hey, if you want to make sure that we have the sourdough that you like every time that you can pick it up at the market, you can pre-order ahead of time and we'll make sure that we've got one set aside for you, something like that. So why this is going to work is basically what we talked about last time. It's going to feel personal. It's going to show you remember her, and people like to buy local because of the relationship. And you're making it about her, not about you, not about, hey, support me. It's about solving convenience as a problem for her. And then you're offering to, hold the product when she places the order online. You could also use AI. I like doing this. It makes it easier, less cognitive load for you to do. Basically, you could teach AI about your products, what makes them different. And then from there, you could copy and paste this script here and do this at scale pretty easily. Now, the next one, in addition to text, is that we're going to DM people on Instagram, people that have already connected with you in some way. They've already liked a photo or they've sent you DMs in the past. And we're only going to do 10 to 15 at a time. Not to spam anybody, not a high number of volume. It's just about basically making people aware that you exist and calling them to action. So similar script to the text messages, but now adapted for Instagram. Hey, thanks for supporting my post. Just wanted to let you know that I'm taking orders online, and then you could be specific about your products, link directly to your storefront, and then something fun and cute and relational like this I think would work really well. Again, here would be a great, easy to use AI template to make this feel more personal and to do this more at scale. So here's what's going to happen. Realistically, 50% of the people that you text might respond positively, like, hey, that's so exciting. They might heart your message. They might be excited about it. Maybe they don't need your products that week, but it's good for them to know. And maybe 10 to 20% will place orders that same day. And a few will have questions. They'll be like, hey, how does this work? What do I need to know? And also some don't respond, and that's okay. It doesn't mean that they don't like you. It doesn't mean they're not, excited for you. It doesn't mean that you bothered them. They just didn't respond, and that's pretty normal behavior, even texting people back and forth, So your job is to respond quickly and warmly to any messages that you get back and make ordering as easy as possible, pointing them to your storefront. So what I would realistically expect from this is about 1 to 3 orders. And so now you've also made people aware who maybe weren't in that position immediately to buy products, but they're aware that you have that option going forward. So now that we've made it feel aware that your storefront exists, we're actually going to add some urgency behind it. And one of the things that's just a real part about being a human is that maybe this felt kind of awkward or uncomfortable. And that's normal. Most people do. And what we want to do is make this about solving a problem for your customers and your friends and family. And so that's it. Basically make the messaging about them, not that you're asking something from them. You're basically doing this to solve a problem, to help them get products that, they know and they like and they trust you. So after we did the initial outreach, we want to create urgency for people, because often they'll read your first message, they'll think, oh, that's great, really exciting, and then they'll move on with their lives and they'll forget about it. So we want to add some scarcity and a deadline to it. So you need to think about your order prep time. When you pick a location, you can adjust your prep time for that location. So if you, again, sell sourdough and you need 2 days prep, you'll want to make the post maybe 24 hours before you actually close out your window for taking new orders. So maybe instead of Friday at 5 p.m., if it's a market pickup in this example, you might want to post 48 hours beforehand. You might want to post 72 hours before the market so that people know that it exists. So you might do like a countdown, like, hey, you've got 24 hours to order before the market. So what this is going to do is going to remind people who saw your announcement when you first started. It's going to add urgency, and also we're going to show limited quantities. And so that this is going to move people who are on the fence to create action and get them to buy your products. And the things that you'll need is basically different product photos. If you don't have different product photos, you can use the same ones. That's okay. Ideally, they're different. And add real quantities within your inventory. So you come here and adjust your inventory so that it's accurate. And then your storefront link, which you should already know how to access. So here's the copy and paste reminder text. Pre-orders close. Again, if this was the sourdough example, this would be like Wednesday at 5 p.m. or whatever is basically 24 hours before your deadline shuts off. And then you just say, hey, this week I'm making X product, product number 1 with X quantity available, product number 2 with X quantity available, product number 3 with X quantity available. And then you tell them, hey, if you want to order for Saturday and Sunday pickup, here's the link. And then once they're gone, they're gone. So kind of cute, uplifting. You're not going to come across as desperate. You're basically, hey, I'm doing you a favor. I'm making you aware that we've got a timeline here. And if you don't want it, it's no big deal. But if you do, here's a link to it. Good example would be reminder pre-orders close Friday at 5 p.m. You tell the product, the quantity, product quantity, etc. This is not particularly specific and compelling. So I would suggest using this version. You can also customize this with AI, create different variations. Maybe you do this every week on Wednesday or whatever that time window is for you. And you could say, hey, you could tell AI, hey, this is what I did last week. Can you create a new version for me that sounds a little bit different than I did last week? In addition to the post, we're also going to add another Instagram story that this pushes your profile back to the top of the feed for them, which I guess would be the top left of the feed for Instagram stories right now. It's going to create urgency and just keep it very simple and bold, confident, and keep it visual, and make sure to add that link in there. This little AI image doesn't show a link. That little link in bio, or a link in addition to link in bio, would be like a little sticker right here with a link to your storefront. So here's some best practices similar to last time, like basic, clear, concise, compelling copywriting and great product photos. Yeah, actually this is a fun one too. You could add a countdown sticker and set it to whenever your prep time window closes. So why deadlines work? Without a deadline, basically people will think to themselves, oh, I should order from them, or I'll do it this weekend, or maybe next week. And the result is that people just get busy with their lives and they forget and they move on. So with a deadline, they will know that orders close at whatever time window that is for you, and that there's a limited quantity left and they need to do it today. And so that urgency, you're not trying to manipulate them. You're generally trying to help them not help them basically get the products that they want, and also help you prepare your orders so that when you go to a market or you're putting out your products at a farm stand, you know that all those products are going to be purchased and nothing's going to waste. So if you keep it vague, you're going to get a lot of inaction. But if you keep it very clear, concise, compelling, you're going to have more action. So now within basically 48 hours or so, you've not only made people aware that you exist and your storefront exists, you have introduced clear deadlines and kind of explained how this works for the timeline. You've also introduced limited quantities, and you've given people a reason to act. So you've announced it to your followers, and you've texted customers and DM'd followers, and then you've created urgency with deadlines. I would suspect this would generate at least 2 to 5 orders, if not much more than this, depending on how big your store is already, or I guess your business is already. Now you might be asking yourself or feeling to yourself, I don't want to spam people. I don't think you're spamming people. I mean, you're solving a real problem for them. People want your products. Maybe they can't make it to the market, or they don't want to go to the market because they're not sure if you have your products, and it just creates uncertainty, so they don't come. And you're ultimately making their life easier, so they can order anytime instead of having to remember to show up early. They can go to the market at an hour before it closes, and they know that you're going to be there because that's when the time it works for their schedule. If someone follows you, they want your content. They literally clicked follow for a reason. They're engaged in what you do, and so it's not bothering them. 3 posts in 3 days is actually momentum. It's not spam. And reaching out to somebody once, one person every other week generally is not spam. As long as you're just being cognizant of like, hey, are they responding? Are they interested? That kind of stuff. So you obviously don't want to be annoying people, but just making people aware that your storefront exists and they can pre-order is not annoying. It's actually helping them, and have confidence in yourself here. So what if no one orders? Sometimes this happens, maybe like 10 to 20% of the time you do all these things and nothing actually happens. There's a few things that we'll go through here, but I would also say maybe it would be good to revisit your product photos or your storefront description, or add in additional pickup locations. All of those things are going to increase conversions on your site. Better copywriting on your storefront page, also on your products page. All of those are going to make your products more compelling for people to buy. But let's say that you skipped the day 1 personal outreach. This is where most of the orders are going to come from. So I would really encourage you to step outside your comfort zone and have confidence, and text people one-on-one, and don't send group messages. And then another possibility is that maybe you were too vague and you didn't use the template and you weren't specific, or you posted once and you stopped. So we want to actually really lean into this like daily cadence for 3 days to make people aware that they can order online. Now, even if you didn't get orders this first 72 hours, you can basically take this contents and then you could use this every week. You could text 10 different people every single week, and you could DM 10 to 15 extra people who are engaged with you on social media. And you could also create a new post, just copy and paste the contents that I shared with you into ChatGPT and tell it, hey, create 10 different versions of this copywriting for me about these new products. And you can also, post each post about one specific product. It doesn't have to be, hey, here's all of our products all at one time. You can maybe promote your eggs or your fresh fruits and vegetables. Like, just do them one at a time. That's another option. You might also be feeling like, hey, I'm not good at social media, and that's okay. You don't have to be a pro at social media. You just need the prompts that I share with you and decent product photos, and that will result in orders. You could also, maybe if you don't have social media, you could try more of the text messaging to kind of make up for the lack of following that you might have on social media. The thing is that authenticity is going to beat perfection every time. And so I wouldn't overthink it. It's similar to when you first start your storefront. You want to start with something, and then you can always iterate on it later and make it better and better as time goes on. So here's what success looks like after the next, this 72 hours, is that you're going to get a notification from us telling you that people have placed an order. Once you've actually had that order come in, you want to accept that order, which I'll show you how to do here. And so come here, and then you want to confirm the order so that people know that you've got their order and that they can come and pick it up at the relevant time and date. So you're gonna hit confirm order. You can add notes for yourselves. You can also message with the customer if you want. And so I'm gonna come here and I'm gonna select already. If you need to reschedule, you can reschedule. Like I said, add notes yourself. You can also click that button right there and message directly with the customer within Homegrown. And then whenever you've got your order ready, you can say orders, mark the order ready for pickup. And then once that person is there and actually receives their order, then you hit complete. So don't hit complete until the customer's actually picked up their product. So now you hit complete, and that's it. And we will automatically remit sales taxes for you if needed, and then also fast payouts to your bank depending on your thresholds for what your business has. So let's see. So our hope for you is that after you get this first order is that you'll know how the system works. Your customers will know how the system works. You'll also get more confidence and predictability when you actually have pre-orders coming in ahead of the market. It also, if you do have a farmer's market stand, it's going to add momentum because there's going to be an increased word of mouth. And also you're going to be having people come up and buy your products. There's going to be more people at your actual booth. So you're kind of like creating momentum even on the market day. You're going to learn what messaging works for your audience. And so that would be, experimentation on the text messaging, the DMs, and the posts and the stories. And then once you start to get sales, you'll want to keep going. You'll start to, feel the momentum build in your business, and you'll share your storefront and products more often. So don't get discouraged. You want to basically break this into really small chunks that are manageable. So here's just a general reminder of what we talked about here. You want to have the Instagram and Facebook post. You then want to add a story, not with a QR code, but with a link. And then I've given you the prompts to customize the post. Then you're going to text customers. You could probably do this on the same day if you wanted to. And you're going to copy and paste what I shared with you. You're going to DM people as well and personalize them as needed. And then on the next day, you're going to add a reminder post where you're going to tell them what is the limited quantity and the time that they have to purchase by. So don't overthink it. I would do this right now. I'd pause the video and I would go in and I'd open Instagram, Facebook, and immediately copy the template from above, replace the brackets with your info, add 3 to 4 product photos, and do that in the next 10 minutes. Like, don't overthink it. I can't say that enough. Just something is better than nothing to get started, and start texting people. And if you want, you've got people that are really big fans of yours and want to support yours, you can tell them, you could create a template for them to share as well. You could say, hey, a friend of mine started this micro bakery and I'd love if you checked out her products and see if any of those are interesting to you. You can order ahead online. Something like that to kind of equip friends and family to help promote your storefront and products. And then we'll add urgency, and then just keep chugging on, and then you'll start to grow your business from here. So you've got this, and we're excited for you. And reach out to us if you need anything. You should be able to access chat with us right here within the dashboard itself. So you can come here, and this does not work because it's a developer demo environment, but you can send us a message anytime or review the knowledge base. So thanks so much.